Yo, we back. It's your boy Smokebox Reactions with 4 Money. Let's get it. Lil Durk done put a dismissal in for his murder for hire case. You feel me? We finna react to Cuff Boys. The media react, rappers react. We gonna react to Cuff Boys and Seti Nash blogs about it. It was going on with Smirk.
He identifies as supposed to be fan edits for social media platforms that are altered, fabricated, and inauthentic versions of the original song. They sent fan edits as evidence in a murder for hire case. They'd be like, no, watch this official music video by Lil Durk here, where he admits about the crimes.
They sent fan edits for Lil Durk murder for hire. The feds saying the fans pointed them to it, basically. Certain songs, certain verses, certain hooks. You know what I'm saying? Certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker point out. It could be he say, she say, but it get motherfuckers booked.
When it's actually a fan edit. Lil Durk's defense team has filed a massive motion to dismiss his superseding indictment. Whatever prosecutor was presenting this evidence to a grand jury, the prosecutors allegedly used a fan video edit, which is a big no-no because it's not made by anyone in Durk's team. Like, this is a huge error if this is true. I'm gonna read the full document. Hit subscribe. Let's go. All right, here we go. United States versus Durk Banks. Defendant Durk Banks, through his counsel of record, moves his court to dismiss the superseding indictment against him in this matter. In the alternative, he moves to compel disclosure of the grand jury minutes and evidence the government presented to the grand jury. Based on the attached memorandum of points and authorities. This is the damn table of contents. Government presented false evidence to the grand jury that indicted Mr. Banks on November 7, 2024. Wow. Well, obviously they're going to say it's false, but that's just a crazy first line. They're going to be like, yeah, it's true. The plain language of the superseding indictment makes it apparent that the government told the grand jury that Mr. Banks, through specific lyrics in his music, celebrated and profited from a revenge murder that he ordered, namely that of SR in August of 2022. That claim is demonstrably false. The song the government relied upon as evidence against Mr. Banks, Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, a song that was recorded by another artist, Babyface Ray, and on which Mr. Banks recorded a feature for, could not have been a commercialization of Mr. Banks' alleged murder for hire of SR, as the government represented to the grand jury. That's because Mr. Banks recorded the lyrics for Wonderful Wayne 7 months before the incident happened.
So he recorded the song 7 months before the murder. Y'all charged him. Yeah, that's a dismissal. Like, y'all ain't got no physical evidence, nothing saying I did, or putting money on a nigga head. Y'all ain't got nothing saying nothing that revolve around what y'all charging me with.
The government's misrepresentation in the superseding indictment, whether knowing or reckless, undermines the integrity of the grand jury's true bill against Mr. Banks. The court should dismiss the superseding indictment against him as a result. Banks recorded the song in January 2022, that being his last involvement in this song. Further production was done by producers and other industry professionals, but no changes to content or lyrics were ever made by Banks or anyone else associated with Banks. Outside of the four corners of the superseding indictment, but important to this court's consideration of the egregiousness of the government's conduct and necessity of the relief contained in this motion, the issue of the timing of these lyrics was addressed by undersigned defense counsel in Mr. Banks' detention hearing on December 12th. So here's how the government responded in the hearing in person. To counter this argument, counsel for the government posited to the court that even if the lyrics themselves were written 7 months prior to the charged conduct, a version of this song was modified that added audio from a news clip of TB on top of the original song. So what I think happened here...
So somebody in the media remade... Well, they took Durk's song and made clips that insinuated he had alleged involvement.
The video editor of the music video might have done that, like added news clips on top of the song. Found this assertion at the detention hearing and unaware of any such modification attributable to Mr. Banks.
So this what y'all took to the grand jury. How did the grand jury find probable cause for this? Like, you feel me? Like, it's all set up. Like, it's all cap. It's all fake. Ain't no way some fans that's not even OTF, that has nothing to do with the label, none of that, and created a video, and y'all took it for evidence to charge a murder for hire.
Song. So what I think happened here is the video editor of the music video might have done that. Like added news clips on top of the song. Following this assertion at the detention hearing and unaware of any such modification, Mr. Banks, undersigned counsel asked the government to provide an email. The government replied with videos that appear to be taken from recent open source YouTube searches that were in no way connected to Mr. Banks. What? Videos that appear to be taken from recent open source YouTube searches that were in no way connected to Mr. Banks. Wait, so they sent
Open sources. That mean anybody. I could have made that video. It ain't had nothing to do with him. Had nothing to do with murder for hire.
YouTube videos that weren't even on his channel. Like it wasn't on Durk's official channel. Wait, so they sent fan edits? Is that what they're hinting at? Were fan edits sent as evidence? The issue of the timing of Mr. Banks' recording of the lyrics verse in question is not one of the frivolous or inconsequential value. It is quite the opposite. The government's misrepresentations about the creation and meaning of Wonderful Wayne are the linchpin of the superseding indictment's theory of Mr. Banks' guilt. There's no way that's all the evidence they have. Well, they have more, but it was just text messages. There's got to be more, right? It can't just be lyrics. We've all seen how lyrics go in the YSL trial. Following the attempted murder of TB and the murder of SR, defendant Banks sought to commercialize...
Facts. They railroad Young Thug, get him to take the probation, boom. Then Yak Gotti beat his case all the way in trial. The same case. Thug should have took it to trial. Now you on probation for 15 years. You're gonna fuck up. Everybody do. Some niggas can't even make it 6 months, a year on probation.
SR's death by rapping about his revenge on TB with music.
In the streets.
Explicitly references audio from a news clip taken shortly after SR's murder. Quando Rondo
15 years.
No, after seeing SR's dead body. SR is Quando's
crazy
friend, remember? Is in fact the only material allegation that does not appear in the original indictment, which does not charge Mr. Banks, but appears in the superseding indictment, which does charge him. Now here they are talking about the original indictment. Here's an overview of the original indictment. These 5 names involved apparently, flew on a private jet to LA and used OTF credit cards, retaliating for King Von. Co-conspirator 1, which I believe was Durk, made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward or make payment to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in King Von's murder. Alleged to have texted co-conspirator 3 the day before the murder, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. Purchased ski masks, secured 2 sedans, armed themselves with guns, including one modified to operate as fully automatic machine gun. The superseding indictment does charge Mr. Banks. He's co-conspirator 1 in the superseding indictment. Calls him the head of OTF, directed the attempted murder of TB that resulted in SR's death. The superseding indictment contains only one new material alleged fact that the original indictment does not. So basically the lyrics, that he sought to commercialize the death by rapping about the revenge.
So where's the evidence that he did it, that somebody said he did it? He admitted he did it. Like,
and told me they got the Addy go-go, got location go-go, green light, go-go-go-go. Look on the news and see your son, you screaming, no, no, pussy. The underlying fault...
That's a song. Them lyrics. It's a lot of niggas that fake and they raps like they in the streets, say all type of shit. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't no hardcore evidence.
For the superseding indictment's allegation about the meaning of Banks' lyrics, they describe SR's killing and reference media about it. Banks would have need to have penned them after the August 19, 2022 shooting. Banks did not, however, write those lines after the shooting. He wrote them 7 months beforehand. I mean, this is a great argument.
So he wrote that shit 7 months before that. Shit happened. That shit like, they reaching. They reaching. Like always. They stay reaching.
Life is loud. I want a day to get away. I want to be pampered, poolside, with a view. I want to enjoy my day my way.
That shit ain't
Book the
enough.
best pools, spas, and more for the day at
They need
resortpass.com.
more, definitely.
When paying with Cash App Card feels pro, because you have roundups turned on.
Give me 17 cents on Bitcoin.
Drew Finland is alleging that basically the government has built its whole entire case on the lyrics from a Babyface Wayne song that my mixtapes and OTF edits who are not.
Facts. Didn't they say you're not able to use lyrics when the law passed? They ain't able to use lyrics against artists no more. I could have sworn like they just do what they want. That was a law was passed a couple years ago. Like, come on, man. Y'all study talking about
Ran by Lil Durk.
music.
Durk don't even know these cats. That they decided to put this clip of Quando Rondo crying, screaming no when he's seen a little cousin laid out on the ground. They're saying that Durk basically came out with that song afterwards and used that news clip and put it out there. And it's funny because when it happened, everybody on the internet, including me, was like, bruh, ain't no way in hell Durk did this. This is stupid. Why would you post this? Not knowing, bruh, that song was done 7 months before that even happened. Drew Finland's whole entire case is, y'all gave this to the grand jury. And since y'all gave it to the grand jury, it tainted the whole entire thing because we wouldn't even be here had they not heard those lyrics and had y'all not lied on the lyrics. Y'all didn't do anything as far as clearing it up, seeing exactly when the lyrics were done, looking up the engineer, none of that stuff. So because you guys were lackadaisical, and this is why they tell y'all, take it to trial. All that over 95%, oh yeah, the feds gonna get you, the feds gonna get you. Well, that happens because the feds pile up a lot of BS. Everybody who says that also says the same phrase. The feds don't fight fair. They fight dirty. And since they fight dirty, this is what they did. That song, there's no way in hell that song included Quando Rondo screaming like that. But you got...
Shit, the state fight dirty. All of them fight dirty. Period. You got booked before, yeah. You know.
Gotta be one of the dumbest people on earth. Now, if they would have said, you know what, that didn't matter, we'll get rid of that, then cool. But the problem is the government, the feds, decided to double down on it. They're like, nah, this is real. So now what happens is we can go ahead and bring in the evidence.
Whole time, it was 7 months ahead of time. Ben dropped that. Lyrics and the song. The clips of the video that y'all took for evidence was new. And that was made by a YouTuber that Durk don't even know.
So what the feds are going to have to do is compel their own person to go ahead and look at when the actual song was created. So that way they can say, all right, you know what? This is cool. This is true. But there's things that Drew is missing. And Drew didn't bring up. I know kind of the reason why. There's other songs that they're using. Then Drew has to sit around and have to figure out, which I know this part is kind of easy to do. Drew will be able to bring up through his witnesses, because he has to have one of these guys, one of the label people, heads, that clears the checks. Lil Durk got a $20 million deal. Lil Durk is basically a label head of his own label. Now,
And Ben, since he started damn near, he actually pulled that OTF shit up from the ground, literally. We all watched it.
instead of giving guys money,
fans.
you can give them that credit card. You give them that OTF credit card, what you can do, tax write-off. So no longer am I giving people direct cash. I'm giving people this credit card to use. If I give you the credit card, I write it off. We all good. Now I know what you're spending. I can cut off your spending limit. I can increase the spending limit. All of that crap. Now, the hard part that he's going to have is the fact that the feds are going to try to make a case about subtle innuendos and slang used. Now, what I'm known for as far as motto goes, I always say I ain't gonna hold you. So imagine if a homie of mine decided, hey, bruh, somebody that I don't like, they strangled them. But beforehand, I had signed that person to my company and I let them use this card. Let's just call it a fuel card, but the fuel card also allows you to make other purchases. The feds can say, Seti Nash said,
Yeah, like a debit card. Like a debit card. So what he had is like a debit card for the label and for his artist.
And I ain't gonna hold you. It's slang for saying he's not gonna strangle you with his bare hands. He got other people to do it. Mind you, that's really me saying I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm gonna proceed on forward. That's what that means when I say it. I just made it so succinct, meaning smaller words. But the feds can say, if I know anybody and they had some money with me, and I basically made a song months ago about people getting choked out. If I tell the little homie to choke you out, he gonna do it. That right there can get me wrapped up. Just that easy. And that's what Drew is going to do as far as fighting the case for Lil Durk. The question is, can he paint it that way and they believe it? I don't believe that they're going to drop the indictment, though he did make a hell of a case. But there are other factors that Drew purposely left out, because what Drew is trying to do is get rid of those lyrics first. And how he works out, he works it out in a way, and you've seen this with Golden versus California when he beat the feds already with NBA Youngboy, and he beat he beat the state in Utah when he did his Pro Hoc Vice in Utah, and when he did it already with, I can't even think of the name. Anyways, this is what Drew does. He finds these little things, make a big old deal out of it, so then they start knocking stuff out, and he has good favor, good standing with the judge. That's just what he does. It just is what it is. But hey, man, y'all seen that? But check out the whole entire indictment right here. I just gave y'all a synopsis. United States District Court, Central District of California, United States versus Derek Banks. Defendant Derek Banks, that's not even Derek Banks, I don't know why I said that, through his counsel of record, moves the court to dismiss the superseding indictment against him in this matter. In the alternative, he moves to compel disclosure of the grand jury minutes and evidence the government presented to the grand jury. They basically talking about that song that got put there. This motion is based on the attached memorandum of points and authorities.
Yeah, they talking about lyrics. They ain't got no hardcore evidence. They charge you and see if you're gonna fold.
All files and records in this case, and such evidence is argument as may be presented at the hearing. The undersigned and the assigned assistant United States attorneys and his matter had a meet and confer regarding this matter via email correspondence on April 17, 2025, as required by the court's criminal standing order and the local rules reflected herein. The parties did not reach an agreement on the issues presented herein. Basically saying that we want certain things thrown out, and they said we ain't going for none of that. And it came out today, April 18, 2025.
Okay, well, we're gonna fight it then to the end. Like, what's up? Because y'all ain't got nobody pointing me out saying he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what y'all need. They trying to hold the case to see if somebody flip and get scared and tell. They try to scare you with them years. We gonna give you 580 months. Nigga think like, fine, what the fuck is that? I can't even count that.
So I'm not really gonna trip off of the. Actually, maybe I should. Introduction, background, original indictment, superseding indictment, underlying falsehood. Basically, Drew Finland is like this, and this is why Drew Finland is the $1 billion lawyer. That mother said underlying falsehood. He's basically saying, y'all lying. Then the argument. The court has the power to dismiss an indictment that the grand jury returned based on information that the government knew at the time to be or later learned to have been false. And I think they're going to be talking about a bunch of lyrics. The false information presented to the grand jury here compels the superseding indictment's dismissal. The false information prejudiced Mr. Banks in the grand jury proceedings. The court should dismiss the indictment because the government presented false evidence to the jury. Bro, this is BTA right here. If the court is uncertain whether the false information that the government presented to the grand jury requires dismissal, the court should order the government to produce transcripts and evidence from the grand jury's proceedings. And then
Facts. Facts. We want to see how y'all was able to get a probable cause to charge, to indict, to proceed with the indictment and think you can prosecute.
For conclusion, table of authorities, Bank of Nova Scotia versus United States. We ain't finna do all that. That ain't even necessary. All right. Let me make sure I get my water in because it's about to be a read. Memorandum of Points in Authorities Introduction. The government presented false evidence to the grand jury that indicated Mr. Banks on November 7, 2024, document number 7. The plain language of the superseding indictment makes it apparent that the government told the grand jury that Mr. Banks, through specific lyrics in his music, celebrated and profited from a revenge murder that he had ordered, namely that SR, that's basically Lil Pop, in August 2022. That claim is demonstrably false. The song the government relied upon as evidence against Mr. Banks, Wonderful Wayne, and Jackie Boy, a song was recorded by another artist, Babyface Ray, and on which Mr. Banks recorded a feature for, could not have been a commercialization of Mr. Banks' alleged murder for hire of SR, and the government represented to the grand jury. That is because Mr. Banks recorded the lyrics for Wonderful Wayne 7 months the incident never even happened. The government...
He recorded that shit 7 months before it even happened. Y'all going off fan, making videos, remaking. Anybody can remake videos. There ain't too much evidence. You know what I'm saying? And it be the internet. Even the internet, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't fuck with Durk. Make it seem like he going for life. He gone. They be doing that to Melly too, you feel me? But Freedom Boys, you know what I'm saying? Smoke box for money. Like the content, leave a comment. Let's get it.